As well as the standard fair use policy, these videos are protected under the Treaty of Peace and Friendship 1787.
Moors are awake. We are taking our place on this planet.
All right, DeMarcus Cantrell Brown.
Your Honor, we were representing him, but we are going to be submitting a withdrawal to you. You should have it shortly.
All right, Mr. Brown, are you represented by somebody else?
Yeah. For the record, I am DeMarcus Bay, the implied surety for DeMarcus Cantrell Brown. And I would like to file a motion in the court for additional 30 days for me to seek counsel.
Okay, so Mr. Bay,
Yes.
aka Marcus Cantrell Brown, so you're seeking a continuance to get new counsel?
Yes.
Okay, do you have someone in mind, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sure he does have someone in mind. Let's just hope it's not this fool, King Abdullah Bey.
Not right now. I'm seeking counsel.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to give you a continuance for 30 days, or I'm sorry, until January 5th. But by that time, you need to have counsel on board when they come back so that they can talk to the state to determine if there's anything they can work out on your case, or if they need to get all of the information necessary for a trial, if that's what you choose to do. So by January 5th, I will expect that you will have counsel.
Well, I have paperwork on the docket that haven't been rebutted. I have affidavits of truth that haven't been rebutted.
Okay, sir, we don't do affidavits. People have to appear in person because there's a confrontation clause in the United States Constitution that says witnesses, you have the right to confront witnesses in person. So we don't do affidavits, okay? If you have witnesses that are going to present testimony or evidence on your behalf, then you have to have them come to court and be sworn in and testify at that time, okay? So we're not doing any dismissing and all of that stuff. No, sir.
Wow, this judge is laying down the hammer. She is not about to go for his sovereign citizen games and his affidavit and his writs and all that other complete nonsense.
Sir, when you get your counsel, they'll be able to discuss it with the state, and then y'all can present whatever to the court.
And the accusing deputy must be present too, right?
No.
Okay.
So the people always say that, but here's the thing. The state gets to choose whatever witnesses they wish to bring, just like your side gets to choose whatever witnesses you wish to bring. You can't rely on them to bring the person that you want. So if you want to subpoena someone to appear for trial, then you need to subpoena them. You cannot rely on the state to bring your witness, okay?
Okay, I got you. So,
all right. Anything else?
And jurisdiction can't be challenged at any time, right?
No, sir. Jurisdiction rests with this court because this is where the locus of the incident is.
Don't go to court and challenge jurisdiction. Learn how to get out their jurisdiction. Just learn how to remove yourself from the jurisdiction. Then you can start doing everything as far as like exercising your rights.
This Moorish sovereign citizen is completely out of his league. He's asking all of the normal sovereign citizens stupid questions. He's asking about jurisdiction and can jurisdiction be challenged anytime, and he only wants jurisdiction challenged because he believes that the courts don't have jurisdiction in the first place. My thing is, if the courts don't have jurisdiction, why bother showing up to court? And I'm so glad that this judge, she's just shutting him down on every little bit of nonsense that he's trying to present right now to her. She is not going for any of it.
Well,
Mr. Bay, let me just explain something to you. Mr. Bay, listen to me.
Okay.
I went to school for 3 years for this. That's full time. If I had gone part time, it would have been 4 or 5 years. And I have been working since, oh Lord, I ain't gonna give my age, but I've been a lawyer and a judge for quite some time. I've been a judge for 10 years as of this year. A lot of times people come before me because they've learned stuff from other people, or they've gone online, or they've read it themselves. But I tell you, it doesn't work the way you think it works. And so there's a set of statutes, cases, procedures, all of those things that we have to learn. In fact, let me show you something.
Well, how do you have?
Wait. You see this book right here?
Uh-huh.
This is just this year's edition of all the stuff that I have to be able to find to figure out what's going on in your case. This is just this year's edition. And I got a book like this that includes evidence and procedure. I got a whole wall of books. So when you come in here challenging jurisdiction and all of this stuff people have taught you, it's not
books. Can I show you my Black Law Dictionary?
No, sir. Because Black's Law, that's a dictionary. That's not the full case. You know, you come in with all of these ideas about how you think the law works, but every lawyer in here has done at least 3 years of law school and trainings, trials, all of those things. So you're not going to change the way we do things.
Now, this judge here, she's politely spanking this Moorish sovereign citizen. She's just trying to show him that he is out of his league. She's telling him all of the training and schooling that she went through to become a judge, and she's also explaining to him all of the schooling that lawyers have to go through. Her showing him that big book was just to show him that he is out of his league. And his response is, "Can I show you my Black's Law Dictionary?" Excuse me, sir, but you showing her your Black's Law Dictionary, what was that going to accomplish? What was that going to prove? How was that going to help your case? You showing the judge that you have a dictionary. You're so out of your league that you don't even realize that Black's Law Dictionary is just that, a dictionary. That's it.
So the best thing to do is to get an attorney who can talk to the state about your case, and then we can get this resolved. Your case is pretty simple. You got traffic offenses.
Well, I still want you to prove on the record that you have subject matter jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction.
I'm not proving anything on the record, sir. I wear the robe. They put me in this position. I've been here 10 years. If I didn't have subject matter jurisdiction, I wouldn't be here.
So you say it's not a difference between public and private for the record. There's no difference.
Sir, get an attorney.
Okay, all right. January 5th.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And Mr. Bay/Brown, you've indicated that you wish to have an attorney, so I'm going to rely on the fact that you're going to have an attorney. Don't come back here with the same stuff, and I already told you it's not going to work.
So you're telling me United States codes don't work?
No, I'm telling you, you don't know them.
This judge is laying the hammer down. She is making this Moorish sovereign citizen look like a complete fool.
So first of all, the United States codes don't work in Georgia because Georgia has its own code, OCGA.
So the meaning of driver is different in Georgia?
Yes, sir.
But according to 49.
Mr. Bay, I'm not doing this with you. Get an attorney.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. You're free to go. We'll see you on January 5th at 11 a.m. All right, Eric Jamal Burnett.
1 week later.
If you enter a plea of nolo or no contest, it is because you believe you understand that the state has evidence that they could produce at trial. And if they produce that evidence, it could result in a conviction before the court.
I don't know if you guys just noticed, but a Moorish attorney general has just entered the Zoom court hearing. This should be interesting.
You wish to resolve your case without admitting guilt, but without contesting the evidence. A nolo plea could have some benefits for you in cases where you have traffic offenses. It may help you to avoid penalties on your license. It may help you to avoid a suspension of your license. So those are things that you need to be mindful. If you have a commercial driver's license, please remember that the court and the individuals who are connected to the court cannot give you information about what might happen to your commercial driver's license. If you have some concerns, you need to go ahead and find someone who's knowledgeable about that before you enter a plea of guilty or nolo. You may wish to enter a plea of not guilty, and while you prepare for trial, you can also look up that information to assure that you won't lose the ability to earn a living. If you're under the age of 21, it is easy.
So it appears that the Moorish Attorney General has brought a gun and a knife to the Zoom court hearing. My question is, what in the doohickey is the point of that? Are you trying to intimidate the judge? This is absolute madness. I hope they find out his IP address and go and bust down his door and lock him up. And it would be hilarious if the minute he sat down, the gun goes off and shoots his little wanker off.
Marcus Contrell Brown.
I have interest in that matter. Is the defendant in error free to go?
If the who, what?
Is the defendant in error free to go?
No.
Well, let the record show the defendant in error is ordered to stay and participate.
Okay, who is the defendant in error? That's a new one for me.
The all cap name is trust that I am a beneficiary of. My name is not spelled in all capital letters. I have a court order decree saying that.
Okay, Mr. Bay. Mr. Bay, do you have an attorney representing you, sir?
Attorney General, my Attorney General is online. You may speak to me, sir.
Is the Attorney General, Mr. Bay, hold on, let me ask my question before you tell me something crazy. Is the Attorney General a member of the State Bar of Georgia?
I'm a non-state actor. I'm a foreign national. Matter of fact, I filed
Mr. Bay.
Oath of office.
Mr. Bay, I don't care if you were Alexander Putin, the premier of Russia. If you are in Georgia and you're represented by an attorney, that attorney would have to be a member of the State Bar of Georgia. Foreign national or not. Just as if you went to another country and you had an attorney represent you, that attorney would have to meet the requirements of that country and of that state. Okay, Mr. Attorney, Mr. Bay, hush. Mr. Attorney General.
I'm trying to set a record.
Mr. Bay, Mr. Attorney General, are you a member of the State Bar of Georgia? You want to unmute for me?
Speak, bro. Get off mute.
What's going on is he's a member of a foreign state corporation basically doing business in Georgia. So
Okay,
basically,
sir, that's not what I asked you. No, sir.
I get what you're saying,
No,
man.
No, and I get what you're saying, but we're not doing that because that's not how we operate. Those are not the laws under which I am required to conduct court. So we either gonna do it my way or we're gonna put you on the calendar.
We understand the rules of the court. I got you.
Okay. Are you a member of the State Bar of Georgia?
No, I'm not a member of the Bar of Georgia.
Okay,
what I'm trying to
realize
he can represent
himself.
You need to take consideration on that matter on how he's doing business in Georgia.
He can represent himself, or he can be represented by a member of the State Bar of Georgia, but he cannot have you represent him or purport to represent him. Okay, that's not going to work.
This judge is completely shutting them down once again. And if it was me, I would just let him attempt to practice law without a license and then issue a warrant for his arrest for practicing law without a license, just like what happened to King Abdullah Bey. Lock all these morons up.
All right. So, Mr. Bay, do you wish to choose someone who is a member of the State Bar of Georgia to represent you, or do you wish to represent yourself?
I invoke my right to remain silent as the beneficiary of Demarcus Cottrell Brown estate.
Okay, sir. So, sir, you're invoking your right to remain silent, which means that you do not wish to enter a plea that
I plead to be released.
that would resolve your case today. As such, the court is going to enter a plea of not guilty for you.
I object. You cannot practice law from the bench. Violation on USC 454. Judge practicing law from the bench.
And put you on a trial court, on a trial calendar so that your case may be heard at trial.
I object.
All right, sir. Thank you. You'll get notice in the mail if anything changes about your if anything changes about your address, then you can go ahead and let us know by coming in.
I demand evidence hearing.
You will have that at the time of
the trial, evidence hearing.
You're not going to have an evidence hearing today because that's not what we're here for. This is
you are dishonorable. I got your oath, Tammy Long. Hey.
So, Mr. Bay, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on your behalf. You'll have a trial at which time you can have an evidence hearing. You'll get notice in the mail.
You're in violation of Article 6, Section 2 of the Constitution.
Your notice in the mail, then you can appear for hearing with whatever evidence that you wish to present.
Object.
Although you are not required to present any evidence or testimony because the state has the burden of proving the case against you. Thank you, Mr. Brown. You're free to go at this time.
All
right, Kevin Jermaine Burrows. Kevin Jermaine Burrows.
A waiver was filed, Judge, for Burrows.
Okay. Mr. Miranda filed a waiver. Okay. All right.
All I can say is this judge handled these morons exactly the correct way, and other judges need to see this video and take notes. This judge played no games with these fools, shut them down real quick. Game over.